Today, we're diving into a really fascinating concept of accountability. It's all about something called the unseen witnesses. So let's just start with a fundamental question, one that really gets to the core of who we are. What happens when nobody is watching? You know, we all kind of assume that what we do in private is, well, private. But what if it wasn't? What if every single thing was being recorded by witnesses we can't even see? Well, the theological view we're looking at today has a pretty mind-blowing answer to that. It basically says, nope, you're never actually alone. There are always witnesses, and trust me, they are not who you'd expect. So let's get into it. The first and honestly the most shocking witness is, well, it's you. Or to be more exact, your own body. The idea is that your own body parts will one day take the stand. I mean, can you just imagine that for a second? The sheer shock of it. On the day of judgment, people are described as turning to their own skin, their own hands and feet, and asking, why? Why did you testify against me? And the answer that comes back is just so simple and so powerful, because God made us speak. And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. It's right there in the foundational texts. What you're seeing here is the original Arabic script from two key chapters of the Quran, Fussilat and An-Nur. And these verses are super explicit. They say that a person's tongue, their hands, their feet, they will all bear witness to everything they do. So how is this even possible? Well, it all boils down to the idea of ownership. The thinking here is that you don't actually own your body in the way you think you do. It's more like a trust, something given to you by God. And so on that final day, it's not going to follow your commands. It's going to follow God's command to tell the truth about everything it was used for. And the list of witnesses is incredibly thorough. I mean, we're talking about everything. The sources mention your hearing, your sight, your actual skin. You've got the ones you'd expect, right? Tongues, hands, feet. But then it gets even more specific. There's a tradition that says the very first body part to speak up will be the left thigh. Wow, that's a really detailed picture of accountability. Okay, so that's your body. But it doesn't stop there. Not even close. The circle of witnesses gets way, way bigger, and it includes the very ground we're all standing on right now. Right, our second major witness, the Earth. This isn't just a rock we live on. In this view, the Earth is like a giant hidden hard drive, recording everything that's ever happened. This whole idea comes straight from a powerful chapter in the Quran called Al-Zalzala, which means the earthquake. And it says right there that on that day, the earth itself will relate her news. Why? Simple, because her Lord will have inspired her to do it. So you might be wondering, okay, what news is the earth going to share? Well, a teaching from the Prophet Muhammad lays it out perfectly. He actually asked his followers, hey, do you guys know what its news is? And then he explained it. He said its news is that it will testify against every single person. And it'll get specific. It's going to say you did this exact thing on this exact day right here. So just let that sink in for a minute. The implication is huge. The world around us isn't just some passive stage for our lives. It's an active witness, a living, breathing record of every single thing we do, both good and bad. And believe it or not, the circle of witnesses gets even wider. Check this out. There's a teaching that says when you make the Islamic call to prayer, the azan, you should raise your voice. And the reason is incredible. It's because anything that hears it, not just other people, but also unseen beings called jinn, or anything else, even rocks and trees, will stand up and bear witness for you on the day of resurrection. It's like every action, every sound leaves an imprint. Okay, so what do you do with all this? What's the point of believing you're constantly being watched? Well, that brings us to the real-world impact. How does this awareness change the way you live? Here's an amazing story that shows this idea in action. The fourth caliph, Ali, after he'd given out all the money from the public treasury to people who needed it, would go and pray inside the now empty building. And then he would literally talk to the building itself. He'd say to it, bear witness that I handled you with justice. I mean, think about that. He truly believed that even the walls, the very structure, was a witness to his actions. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This whole belief system acts like a powerful internal moral compass. It's a constant, powerful reminder to be mindful of everything you do, everything you say, because there is literally no place and no time where you are ever truly alone. So it all builds up to this idea of, let's call it comprehensive accountability, a state where absolutely nothing is hidden. Think about it. In a regular courtroom, if there are no witnesses, a person might walk free. But in this view, that's impossible. Because even if there are no people around, you've still got your own body, the earth under your feet, and angels all lined up and ready to testify. And that's what I want to leave you with. A final question to really chew on. If the world itself is keeping score, if every place you've ever been holds a memory of what you did there, how does that change the meaning of just one single action? Something you thought was totally insignificant.